a few weeks after this, the liberation in 44, things were things went really wild. Most of the Germans tried to hide and run away. Everything was bedlam. Many of the French resistance were shooting them cold in the streets wherever they were found. And nobody, the Americans had entered Paris. They had entered France, but there was still the war was actually still going on. And one particular day, a few days after the liberation, one event happened I shall never forget. Right across the street from where we lived, there were some Germans. There were about 3-4 of them, and they blew up on the corner from where we lived. There was a cabaret, not a nightclub. It's a bar actually, and for no reason whatsoever, they just were so crazy and wild. For absolute no reason, they blew up that whole bar, and 2 people were hurt. 2 died, and 3 people were hurt very badly. The noise of the bombing of that particular bar, everybody heard it. Everybody rushed out, and the next thing we know, there's a few of the French resistance, a few guys who came down with the guns, with the rifles, and started to shooting at those Germans cold. And for the very first time in my whole life, I saw 3 Germans dead. The street was full of people. Many were screaming and crying and carrying on, and the firemen came, and the crowds were unreal. And it was, wow, it was such experience. It was very frightening. But it was really bedlam. I just remember seeing them on the floor dead. And then the French resistance, those guys, they took their rifles, their guns, they stripped them practically completely. And anyway, that was the end of that incident.